you have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to really believe in what the product or the services that you're building are. Um, it's what drives you when you wake up in the morning. It gives you the reason to go to work. It gives you, and if you look at any technology company out there, it's going to be broken. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be filled with bugs. It's going to be messy from time to time. But how you get through that and how you get over that is you believe in what you're doing. You believe in the concept. You believe in the leadership of the business. You believe in where it's going, and it gets you through your day. Probably the biggest shift I ever had in my career was when in 2015, when I got a chance to join with an ex McAfee employee, Stuart McClure, got to join him at a company called Cylance. And we were the first ones to use AI and machine learning to essentially take out malware. And we were able to predict malware events years before the engineer ever even thought about writing the code for that ransomware or whatever. And, the vision there was, everybody else's vision is to let these cyber attacks happen and stop them after a certain period of time. And after you've gathered enough information to who it is, why they're doing it, what they're gathering. And we were all about just stopping it before it ever even started. That's one of the things that really got me excited about Cylance. Was the job was to prevent these events from ever happening in the first place, thus limiting the number of victims in the world. And when we were selling it, and it was really easy to sell, the customers were so protected. They loved it because they didn't have problems anymore. And, when you have, C-level executives come up to you and say, because of what you guys built, I can now coach my, son's little league team again. I can now sleep on the weekend. These things help evangelizers like myself become believers in the technology. Oh, this stuff actually works. It's really doing something important. And, then you can take that, and as the evangelism part of this role is to portray that belief to others and create believers in others and create a community of believers.